ended up on the football gambling site, and then an NFT site, and then the actual streaming site. Do you know if they're going to fix the large amount of agitated animals? They've already worked on... Actually, question, have you generated a new world since the initial release? Because there was a bug with agitated animals originally, which would be in the first world you generated, so it wouldn't be patched out because that's not how Dwarf Fortress patches work. So you'd have to generate a new world to actually get the changes. But there was a bug in the very first version where fishing caused the agitated wilds biomes to, like, gain agitation. Because it was considered damaging the wilds, or hunting. It was considered hunting. So, if you're having problems with agitation and you haven't generated a new world, generate a new world. Strange moods would mint NFTs? Not necessarily. You have angered the fish god, and we're here to slaughter your family. Pretty much. It's more like the river god. All right, so let's open up Riverdance here. Lava go up, frame rate go down. Hey, Adulkin. Little hello and big thanks to you, Blind, for making for making you have fun learning this game. Well, thank you. Heard an explosion.
Can you explain how to send a messenger out to unoccupied hold? I'm trying to request my troops back, but my messenger never leaves.
I don't actually know how to do it on this version. Hold on, let me see if I can figure it out. Thunder on Fort. Well, like, cause we have these, right? Which have nobody available. I mean, I would assume that you just assign a messenger and then click the button to bring the person back, assuming they're available to come back. So if you've sent an army out to a hold and you've occupied it, you should have a list of soldiers that are able to come back. Select them, and then then the messenger should theoretically just leave. Outside of that, I don't know. You heard Bjork. It's my text-to-speech lady on tips is Finnish, because it's amusing to me. But if they're not leaving, then I don't know. Is it just you, or does Steam DF feel a lot easier? It feels like DF. Dwarf Fortress has always been easy. It's just approachable now. So I'm not sure, Craze Redneck. I would say just make sure that it's assigned. Follow them around, see what they're doing. If they're just doing other tasks, maybe try removing them from other jobs. One left behind as a outpost. You thought occupying left one behind as liaison and manager of the captured camp? It depends. It depends. There's two different options with capture and occupy. Hold on, let me see if I can. Because conquer and occupy leaves the entire squad there, if I'm not mistaken. Warning: your soldiers will join the occupation and not return. Yeah, so if you conquer and occupy, which is what I'm assuming they did, their soldiers are then left there, and then demand surrender and occupy is the same thing. So if they did that, it leaves your whole squad there. And then you can request some of them back, but not all of them. So, and that's only if they're available to come back, if they want to come back. So, I don't know, to be honest with you. I'm going to remove that mission. Is it possible to clear out shrubs and bushes? You want to lay a house down, but how do you get rid of the bushes and saplings? Build over top of them. Like, just start building. You don't need to clear them out to replace them out. Can you send others to replace them? I don't think so. I generally just obliterate stuff. And when I do send out things to surrender and occupy, it's usually because I want to get rid of the dwarves. So I'm actually not a good person to ask there. Yes, we have a whoosh emote. All right, so I've got more dwarves that are stumbling around obliviously. We just killed another forgotten beast because life's rough. Half the fort is depressed because everybody's died so many times. But on the bright side, we're almost done with the pumps. We're almost done with the pumps, which is very exciting. And I can't wait to have these fully done so that we can turn the thing on. However, in order to have them fully on so that we can turn this thing on, there's still something we need to complete, which is we need enough power to power it, which is what we are working on now. We are trying to get this thing powered. And in order to get it powered, we are using all of the water from this cavern layer down here. So this cavern layer is constantly draining, which is, you know, maybe not the best idea, but it's totally fine. So this cavern layer is constantly draining and flooding into this water area down here, and we are building a bunch of water wheels. We're also going to connect another row of water wheels along here. Now, if you're wondering why we have a whoosh emote, it's because I kind of flooded this twice, including like this whole stairwell and also my lava forges. So just don't worry about it. It's fine. But anyway, this up here is gonna be our source of power for the entirety of the fort, pump stack. So the goal here is to go along and we're gonna connect another row of wooden water wheels. We're gonna nuke out this bridge once this has been connected, and we're gonna go along there as well. And then the water down here just flows off the map. Don't mind the dead dwarf. The water here just flows off the map and goes all the way down here off the edge. How deep is my magma? Is that an actual question? Well, it goes from layer minus 119 to... layer 8. So 8 plus 19. And we just had an alert. Spear Dwarf has been missing for a week. Well, that's not good. Also, for some reason, we have a lot of elves visiting. Oh boy. Is magma a finite resource? No. It's just like water. It just flows in off the edge of the map. Visiting, yeah, sure. So we get to finish this up today. That is the plan, is to finish this up. So because we've dug over here, we have a place for the lava to go. I think I'm just going to leave this as is right now without it connected to anything, because I do just kind of want to give this thing a test run. But in order to give this thing a test run, we're going to need to do some sealing. So we're going to seal this side off. And we're going to begin locking all of this down. One layer. Did I starve a dwarf to death in here? Well, that's awkward. I thought I checked it, but I guess I didn't. Well, Clearly allergic to elves. I mean, it's not an uncommon trait. I guess that would explain why someone's been missing for a week. The price of progress, clearly. The cost of doing business with dwarves is some dwarves will, you got to break some dwarves to make a fortress. On the bright side, we do have new clothing coming up. We are making silk dresses and silk trousers, silk socks, and silk robes. As far as the living dwarves in the fort, as I've named several dwarves now, we've got Tolis. We've got, okay, so we got Tolis up here at the top, who's pissed as fuck, to the point where they actually committed a crime and had to go to prison. We got Eurus Mikami, who's super happy, loves their job, loves their life. Gadaris, we have, who else is alive? We got Mendelv, we got Kair Silem. Scrolling down a little ways, we've got a middle management robot who is our Duchess of all things, as well as our personal dragon tamer and trainer. If we scroll down a little bit down here, we got Pandolifo. We also have, who else do we have that's named? We have Porcelet. We have Zephyr Cloud. We have Cold-Blooded, who's still alive. Frozen Leaf is still alive. Kinder is still alive. Raticide is still alive. Who else is still alive? I think that might be everybody who's still alive. A lot of people have died, and there's a lot of kids in the fort. Right, Robotic Ronald down there at the bottom is also still alive, who also isn't a dwarf. That is a human, in fact. Need to break a few eggs to make an omelet? Yeah, just like you need to break a few dwarves to make a fort. Oh no, my mayor's been missing for a week. So, door got unlocked to the cavern layers, right? And the mayor kinda walked out and got torched to death by a forgotten beast. It was his own fault, really. turns out, was his own fault, really. So it's very unfortunate that he had to die that way, but I mean, sometimes you just are asking for it to a degree. And I think that dwarf just kind of didn't like living anymore. Speaking of not liking living, though, if you would like to not live anymore, you too can be a dwarf right now because redemptions are now open. Holy fuck, that was fast, Bastet. All right, so Bastet, since you've had years of training of getting first, what dwarf would you like? Would you like to be in the military again? And if you are going to be a military dwarf again, no, I cannot guarantee that you won't die immediately. All right, another military dwarf for Bastet. Got it. Who's available? Go somebody who isn't about to explode into madness. This dwarf. Where's dwarf right here? Atir. AKA Bastet. So Bastet is 128 years old, has a spouse, 10 children, and 2 pets. She's euphoric due to inebriation and felt gratitude remembering being rescued. Your ability to grasp is somewhat impaired, and your left lower arm is gone, and your neck bears a massive jagged scar. For military scores, you do have 1 kill. And personality-wise, she's frustratingly sloppy and careless with every task and she sets to carry out, and she's in a constant state of internal rage. She's always in love with somebody and easily develops positive feelings, always acts with mercy and compassion at the forefront of her considerations, and she is comfortable with others that have a different appearance or culture, and she tends to make a small mess with her own possessions. She likes to keep things practical without delving too deeply into the abstract, and she isn't given to flights of fancy. She is not inherently proud of her talents and accomplishments, and she is swayed by the emotions of others. She finds helping others to be emotionally rewarding, and she is very humble, and she tends to hold on to grievances. She has a greedy streak, and she's not particularly interested in what others think of her. Less extreme after wearing old clothing in 259. And she is often cheerful and needs alcohol to get through the working day. Also, we are currently slaughtering a lot of those bears. Also, I need to go through and assign a bunch of my war grizzlies to my military, which I'm going to do right after this. She personally believes that little is better in life than a good party, and sees family as one of the most important things in life. She sees the attempt to maintain dignified and proper behavior as vain and offensive, values peace over war, and values a harmonious existence, and values independence, and dreams of raising a family, and this dream was realized. She likes pig iron, brown jasper, cave swallow bone, the color tub, crowns, and geese for their formation flying, night wings for their ability to suck blood, and the words of the azure lenses, and the sound of the fancy glimmer, and the sight of the hollow rhythm, and when possible prefers to consume brook lamprey and perry and cashew apples. Absolutely hates lizards. You want to build your own? I've done a few. I want to say it's episode 4 or 5 of the beginner Let's Play. Might be 6. It's one of those 3. I need to go through and actually properly catalog and timestamp those things. All right, we got 2 tantrums that just happened. Let's just real quick check. God, these are all of the disorderly conduct cases we have, and they're all against kids, aren't they? Yep, they're all mostly against kids. All like 1 kid too. It's mostly Domalith. Hey. These are all like towards the end of yesterday. I was like, yep, kids tantruming again. Yep, kids tantruming again. Yep, kids tantruming again. The best part is you can't throw kids in prison. So this kid's gonna just do like 80 years when they... Oh, Tolis was convicted of a crime. Cool. I saw that crime go off, but I thought I already convicted it. Several kids are tantruming. Tolis also for vandalism. Good lord. I was building a pump stack yesterday, just kind of ignoring all crimes. More against Tolis. Tolis can actually like do time in prison though. All right. What? When you managed to redeem something before I was live, technically, yeah, that's still concerning to me. All right, so let's assign more bears, shall we? Next, you accidentally went to... How do you accidentally go to war with 2 different groups of people? Look at all those bears. Yeah, we're slaughtering a lot of them right now, or should be, at the very least, because... Yeah, see, all of these are set for slaughter. So yeah, we are currently in the process of slaughtering a lot of them. I also have a lot of bunnies. Don't worry about the bunnies. The bunnies have been breeding like bunnies up on the surface. I should slaughter a bunch more of those as well. Accidentally. Hey, we're also going to have a lot of leather pretty soon, too. So, I mean, it's not the worst. Chat was joking yesterday that we're going to become a rug manufacturer, which, you know what? Frankly, maybe not a bad idea at this point. We're going to actually jump down here, and I'm going to make some extra butchery shops. And also some extra tanners. So, we're just going to do this real quick. Dolomite. All right. I got to click my settings again. Butchery. Yes. Yes. Actually, I would like to select dolomite for these. They may not necessarily use dolomite, so I don't want them to use my iron. And let's also make some tanner shops. Same thing. Dolomite. 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 And lastly, dolomite. Happy Wednesday, Shinoshi. Not using them as battle grizzlies? I was literally just assigning grizzlies to my soldiers. So, yes, we are using some of them for battle grizzlies. But some of them are getting eaten because, well, first off, dwarfs need more meat. And also, I don't need that many grizzlies. Mostly that. I do not, in fact, need that many. Dwarf, why do you got to do that to me? We do not, in fact, need that many grizzlies. And let's also make a real quick wall right here and throw a door over here. If you're watching a stream on Twitch and you're worried about spoiling stuff for people, you shouldn't be watching streams on Twitch. So, but yeah, I don't care about spoilers. What's your question? Your archers aren't equipping arrows? I would not recommend making dwarves into archers, just period. And the reason I would not recommend it is because dwarves generally are crossbow users, and there's some weird issues with arrows and bows. So I wouldn't recommend making arrows and bows in the first place. All right, you go there. Dolomite, yep. Let's try remaking that. But quivers, probably. Otherwise, they might have them equipped but just can't fire them, because in order to fire them, they have to be in a pretty specific spot. Have a good time at D&D, Bastet. Or crossbolts. Okay. Like I said a minute ago, do they have quivers? Go. All right, so let's go to the top of this and seal the whole thing off. Oh, I see there's a spot where it's blocked. All right, let's just make sure that this is blocked all the way up and down. Do I plan on making mist generators? I haven't yet in this fortress because I've been busy with other projects, but I've made many in the past. I'm pretty good at this game, but I can only allocate so much brain capacity to each thing at a time, right? So, like, do I plan on making... Just because I haven't made something doesn't mean I don't necessarily not plan on making something. And will I get to everything in every fortress? Absolutely fuck no. Because there's too many things. And if I were to do everything in every fort, then, well... it just wouldn't happen. I do need to hack down some trees. Even though the elves have asked me to not. We do require more power. I think I'm allowed to cut down 42 trees this year, though. So that's like, what, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. That's fine. Why would I do that, Wanderlust? I already have a full setup design for this fort. Maybe in another fort. You haven't played in about 10 years and you were playing around layer 115 when you dug up a behemoth and you got an apocalypse message. Is this normal for these behemoths to just fly around on the very top of the map and do nothing? I mean, I haven't seen one, so I don't know. Sounds exciting. Your fort is motivated by spite? Fair enough. That sounds like a pretty good motivation. It is, in fact, early winter. Yes. Any plans to recover the flooded forges? I suggested I might do it yesterday, but I'm going to have surface forges in a minute anyway. Maybe not in a minute. Probably by early summer in-game. I'm allowed to cut down 42 trees. If I cut down more than 42 trees, the elves invade me. And I don't have my setup ready yet to fight things, so I'd rather not get invaded by an army until I'm ready to get invaded by an army. Because if you have royalty in your fort, which I do, the elves will send warnings basically saying, hey, if you chop down more than this number of trees this year, we'll attack you. Kiri, thanks for the raid. How was dwarfing today? Dap, hello. Reza, what's up? Pandarific, hello. Kiri, Dome, Rolf, good to see you. Do trees ever grow? Pay more attention to them. Yes, they do. Very quickly, all the time. In fact, I think they grow a little too fast, but... It was great. You survived your first siege. Hell yeah. And you managed to treat an injured dwarf. Woo! Half of my dwarf army can't see, and some of them are missing limbs. It's been a violent time. A very, very violent time. You found another starved animal up a tree? There's a screenshot that popped up on like day 2 after release. Mods, can I get a shout out for Kiri, please? There was a screenshot that showed up a couple days after release, which was literally just like, so a herd of elephants spawned in a tree. It's like, yeah, that's Dwarf Fort. Is it possible to grow specific trees? We're dwarves, not elves. Come on. You never got the message from them, though? You only get the message from them. You only get warnings from them if you have a baron or higher in your fortress, and we have a count, which is higher than a barony. So that's the only time that you will get warnings from them is if you have a high enough ranking official to get an elven diplomat in your fort. That or they attacked you because you offended them for some other reason, which is not too difficult to do. Poor woodcutter? They're undead. It's fine. She is undead, if I'm not mistaken. We got zombified by a friendly local, what's it called? Necromancer, who just happened to be hanging out in my tavern when she got smacked to death. If you have export bans, and you ignore them, your dwarves can get arrested or beaten to death by your captain of the guard. It's a lot of water wheels. We need a lot of... Actually, this is too much water wheels. I don't need this much. We're generating 3,900. Yeah, we should be good, because this is using what? 535, so let's just say 500, so minus 5, so it's 3,100. This needs 25. Yeah, we're good. We could actually connect this thing up and let her go. We could test this thing. Let's see. Are there any dwarves stuck inside of it, though? Aside from the one that died already. But yes, I would try and keep your nobles happy, because if you keep your nobles happy, then they will keep the rest of your fort happier. So aside from the one that's already dead... there does not appear to be any spots that are broken. Why do I build pumps in pairs? Because it pumps more at one time than a single pump. Sometimes I build them in 8s. I've built them in 16s before. That poor Crundle. Crundle didn't deserve that. Just because they're evil as all can be doesn't mean they need to be, like, trapped in lava. All right, well, let's pull the lever. Oh, come on. Oh, come on. No lever. I'm gonna have to pull that lever again. Grumbles. The timing? Yeah. Gotta send the military out to off them, and then we'll deal with this. The lever summon the goblins. They certainly summoned something. Okay. Cancel that. Hey. Let's send my busted-ass military out here. They'll bring their bears, though, so that's good. It's a lot of crossbows. Ah, it's fine. We got a lot of spears and bears. Wrong lever accurate, yes. You weren't supposed to summon the enemy lever. You were supposed to kill the baddie lever. It's okay. They too will die to my lava one day soon. Actually, don't know. How many of these squads are even complete? All right. This one just straight up doesn't have a leader right now. Okay, hold on. Unib, you're going to be assigned to the leader of this squad so that I can actually give them orders. If a squad doesn't have a leader, you can't actually order them to do things. Bastet can be leader of this one. All right. So if, like, your squad leader dies and then you're just suddenly like, why are they not obeying my orders? It's because they literally have no orders being issued. All right, so we're going to kill these goblin bowmen. There's about 11 of them. It's not bad. I think we outnumber them, actually. Charge, dwarves! Also going to see a bunch of child snatchers. These small raiding parties aren't that bad to deal with, though. It looks like Minkot's up front. Died, like, running in real fast. Runs away in fear. Not that I blame him. So then Eustace runs up. And that's one goblin down. I see 2, 3. Okay, not bad. Bears are in the fray. Well, that's good to see as well. The first few goblins go down pretty quickly and easily. The question is, where's the rest of them? Oh, I see. They're still crossing the frozen creek. Let's put out another kill order. Just be a little bit more specific. They're firing arrows. They're loosing arrows, and the dwarves run in. The battle is vile and bloody, but pretty quick and easy for us. We do outnumber them, after all, and this is a very small sieging party from the goblins. We're going to follow Das Tot up here. He's running up fast with his spear, or she's running with her spear. She screams, "Begone, fear." I'm not sure what she's going for. She may just be running away, which is very true. Very possible. Highly possible. It's just actually running away. Very quick to anger. We'll use that anger to stab a goblin to death, please. Anyway, I think the siege is gone. Let's turn this pump stack on. Anger alert, though. Is there a reason that I'm not using the H keybind of the surface to jump from place to places? At least in older versions, chat used to complain when I would use that because it would confuse people, so I never got into the habit. Like, people would get confused as to the location jumping. And so it's just kind of old habits die hard. A lot of things for me actually are old habits die hard with no real actual logic behind them. Militia captain cancels unchained pet. What pet are you trying to unchain? You're not trying to release my dragon, are you? way to check your pet? Yeah, it should be under relations. Not okay. I'm not sure how she ended up with the war dragon as a pet, but apparently, Bastet acquired my dragon. I mean, that's fine, right? Yeah, good thing she can't. Well, actually, no, she can get to it. It's the doors aren't locked. It's Bernie. It's everybody's favorite pet dragon, Bernie. This is Bernie. The Dragon Whisperer? I suppose. I didn't realize I'd made it available as a pet, so I'm not actually sure how she got that, but... All right, well, anyway, let's turn on this pump stack, shall we? All right, apparently we got diplomacy stuff, but then it cancels when I click it. Okay, why did the frame rate just vanish? Game, what'd you do? Somebody stuck somewhere? Oh, actually, I know why. It's because I just forbid the dragon door. Guarantee you that's what it is. Ha! Found it. Okay, interesting. So forbidding doors still does hurt your frames. Fascinating. Is the dwarf going to go pull a lever? Let's follow that dwarf. Cover wounded. I'm sure I scrolled past a dwarf that's pulling a lever. Bug? Old bug. Huh, there you are. Frozen Leaf is gonna go pull the lever. Follow you, Frozen Leaf. Can water go through doors? Not unless they're closed. Not if they're closed. Only if they're opened. Blackadder, hello. And here it goes. It's working! All right, so now we watch as the lava just kind of goes into the creek because that's the only place it can go. There it goes. Let's see what this does to my frames. It's one way to get rid of a whole bunch of boulders. Go lava? Yeah. See? So first the water melts the lava. Or first the lava melts the water, rather, and then it turns into obsidian. Now let's just make sure it's not flowing into the fort. All right, that's pretty rad. Sweet. What a time to join the stream. Hi, Brahms. Okay, it is getting a little close to the fort. Is that how to dam a creek tutorial? I mean, it's one way to dam a creek. I mean, so for reference, also, this side, this area here, when this melts and turns into water again, it will drain on this side. So if it flows all the way up to here, it'll drain on this side too. But I should probably turn this off, eh? Okay, hold on. I'm gonna turn this thing off and give this lava actually somewhere to go. Because, this needs somewhere to go. I'm just very happy that it worked. I love the melting and then sealing of the obsidian. That's pretty cool, actually. What's my goal here? So, I like using lava as a form of defense. Lava is one of my favorite weapons in the game. but I'm feeling lazy with this fort. So instead of building a proper entryway into the fort, this creek is going to become an obsidian walkway into my fortress. We're going to build the door over here, and they're going to walk along this thing into the fortress, and I'm going to dump lava on their head via like 8 different spouts up top. Is what this is going to be for. There it is. So it's now off. It'll stop pumping now. But yeah, that's what this is going to be for. Because I want to use this creek as the front door to my fort and the way that you die. Just leave it. What's the worst that could happen? Something has collapsed on the surface is the worst that could happen. No. There's the 7 of 7 I mean, it might still actually catch everything on fire eventually. Best welcome mat ever. Oh yeah, it's a nice obsidian welcome mat. But yeah, it's gonna continue. Oh, I mean, it might actually catch the surface on fire. Do we have a kill switch already? Oh, I pre-built in a kill switch. I wasn't just gonna like turn it on and leave it running. I have a lever that turns the whole thing off. Shouldn't lava be very fertile once it's cooled down? Dwarf Fortress doesn't process such things. Can lava melt or burn walls? Wood, yes. Anything else? No. Well, maybe certain bridges, actually. Never tried it, to be honest with you. Anything that isn't magma safe, that's constructed, it'll burn. So, like, workshops, bridges, dwarves. Another captain. Why did my captain of the guards just go insane, like, immediately? What's going on? Julia's workshop toppled by Domelith. I do not like that kid. That kid is annoying. Humiliated after being confined. Well, that's unfortunate. Or does it drain out? I mean, sort of. Not really. I mean, it depends on how long it keeps running. Like, sometimes you'll end up with like these pockets of lava like this one down here. But generally, no. They output them as they roll over, so. When the siege button disappears, Mr. Bone. If there's no siege icon up in the top left, then they're not sieging. Is there any bug? You've got constructed wood floors that make them impossible to deconstruct, or do you have a labor issue? Because you can't deconstruct your floating wood floors. Did you turn off cave-ins? Like in the options menu? Because things shouldn't be floating. Can you use this for steam power? Steam power is beyond the technology level of dwarves. Connected to one tile? I'm assuming that there are dwarves with work labors available, yeah? And they're not in a burrow. It's the thing with Dwarf Fortress is often it's not a bug. It's usually just like players set something up and forgot. So it's really difficult for me to just be like, yes, that's a bug, because, I mean, it might. Like, there's a bug it could be, but it's unlikely if you can still see that it's wood. So it's like, if you have a, well, it's not only miners can deconstruct, it's like they could have custom labors set up, so I don't actually know. It's a weird question, because I don't know the exact situation. I think your best bet would be to either jump into my Discord or the Kid Fox Discord and share some screenshots and see if other people can suss it out. Spooky, it's good to see you. Hello. You're just wondering at what point should you stop micromanaging jobs and squad assignments from migrants and getting 15 plus dwarves from migrations? I wouldn't micromanage them at all. But that's just me. Micromanage the top 20 dwarves that you give a shit about, and then the rest are cannon fodder. I mean, so Zach and Tarn have talked about this a couple of times. It's like they want to be like early medieval tech and nothing really beyond that. So it's a tricky kind of thing to point at just because like steam turbines is like, that's going into steampunk, you know, and like more like 1700s. And these are like dwarves in Dwarf Fortress are kind of supposed to be like low fantasy 1200 to 1300, maybe a little bit of 1400. But I opened up this menu to queue something up, and I've spaced out on what it was. Meals is what I was going to do. Because we don't have any specific meals queued up, so meal. Lavish meals, we're going to do, I think, 250. Do I have a favorite dwarf in this fort? They died. But I don't know. I don't get attached to my dwarves super quickly while I'm streaming. Purely because like they're usually just named after viewers, and things have to be pretty remarkable for me to get tied to them. Yeah, not everything has to be punk. Exactly. Dwarves are just dwarves. Do you do anything special at 25 minimum with those 25 minimum happiness to keep them from affecting the others, or do they? Well, I mean, they do affect the others. Am I doing anything special with them? I throw them in prison when they commit crimes. Troop and Panda, hi. It's good to see you. How's things, man? I actually should really just figure out who Sodel's parents are. And expel them is what I should actually do. Because I've got some children in this fort that are causing problems. And I don't want them here anymore. Like this one. Asm, don't even care that you're a spear dwarf. Why didn't that pop up your... It should pop up your thing. Because dwarves that are haggard, that are constantly tantruming, if they're children, are the worst. This one. It's like if you refuse... Recenter on this creature. You? Didn't actually recenter me on that creature. The heck? Do I use burrows for anything other than sieges and emergencies? Not in this fort, but in previous forts I have. Depends on how micromanagey I'm being, and I'm not generally very micromanagey. Irvad the Diagnoser is your dad. I'm going to expel you guys to City Tapered. Get it. Whole family gone. You should be able to traumatize children to make them better warriors in the future. That doesn't work very well in this game, currently. I'm waiting for this ad to end so I can re-answer a question. Because they're kind of a pain in the ass to set up. They are, in fact, a pain in the ass to set up. Are you through the ad, Shaded Fall? Ad ended? Okay. So, for me, I don't generally use burrows outside of emergency situations because I'm not particularly micromanaging, but there are a lot of people and a lot of uses for them, such as having dwarves on very specific labors and specific jobs. Kinda am just gonna see if I can run some dwarves down here real quick and just block this off for right now. Can we do this real quick, please. Because I kind of don't want to burn the entirety of this forest right now. I mean, we'll do that later, sure, but not right now. Also, hey, the frames got better. That's cool. Might want to be fast, dwarves. No, it's more just I want the lava to go in the other direction. No burninating? Not currently, no burninating. Okay, we're not going to get there in time. We may have to just accept the burninating. You fucking idiot. Wrong side to stand there, dwarf. Wrong side. Let's try this again. Okay, yeah, no, this ain't happening. All right, we'll just have to accept this. Darwin the dwarf is, you fucking moron! Back up! All right, it's fine. I might have to lock the dwarves inside. Except that it's all going to burn down. And, just like that. Maybe it won't. Maybe it won't burn the whole forest down. Maybe it'll only burn some of the forest down. It's weird to me that lava is brighter when you're above it than it is when you're like looking at it in the middle of it. It's like we're basically at the end of the flow, and lava doesn't really catch stuff on fire as crazily as you would think. No, because we're not technically chopping the trees down, but it does scorch the entire map, which means I have to lock all the doors and hide the doors inside. And also gives me a lot of thing has collapsed on the surface spam, which is annoying as shit. How far this way has it gone? Wow. I'm actually really curious to see what the water is gonna... The water might just drain off this side, actually. So it might actually just be totally fine for the waterfall. It's only mineable with a diamond pickaxe. Fortunately, that's wrong video game. When am I going to change my name to Trogblind? Never, but you can call me Trogblind if you want. Blind Door! I think Blind Dwarf is better than Trogblind, honestly. Wait, what did you miss? I dumped lava on the surface. If it will mess up the FPS if the river flows and it unfreezes? Unlikely. Oddly enough, actually, dumping lava everywhere seems to have improved my FPS. Also, a new Jupiter Hell patch is out and Epion didn't give me a day's notice. I'm offended. Come on, man. Guess we're streaming some Jupiter Hell next week, chat. I don't think we're going to get a forest fire. I think the cold weather is going to keep it from happening. I think the cold weather has us good. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to wait for all of this to cool off. And hopefully not burn the whole forest down. Fingers crossed. And once all this is cooled off and all of this lava's gone, I'm going to well, actually, I can redirect the top right now. Basically, what we're going to do is we're going to redirect this to the middle here. And I'm going to wall off both sides so that it floods up the other side and obsidianifies the whole thing. And we also, before it unfreezes, I need to dam off this creek up here. So we're going to do that. You just realized what kind of a Caves of Cud and Unreal World had patches? Oh, wow. Busy week. I did see the Unreal World patch come in. You know, honestly, I might just start expelling people that are stupidly depressed, which is kind of a cruddy way to do things, but we are just kind of dealing with these problems. Unless they're named, I think I might just start expelling people. It's not a good way to do stuff, and I don't normally like doing it this way, but frankly, it's not that no negative vibes exist. It's just I'm building cool projects, not worrying about your mental health, okay? That's generally where I'm at currently. Don't mind the nose in the middle of this stockpile. I'm harnessing a volcano. Well, I'm more like building a volcano. I'm not really harnessing one. This isn't a volcano. This is lava pumped up from the lava sea. The nose knows? The nose knows nothing of your mistakes and crimes. All right, well, this appears to be drying up a little bit. So, what I'm going to do is I'm going to queue up some other routes for this. Which is going to take a little bit, but... Actually, you know what? I should just, like, set this whole thing up properly. So that's what I should actually do. You might make an Archie burrow in your mountain home and just assign troublemakers there. And then lock the doors behind them. That's one way to do it. You could also crush them with a drawbridge. No problem, Mortal Wombat. I'm just real annoyed that all of these games think it's still acceptable for them to update after Dwarf Fortress is released. Like, come on, guys, give me 2 months. I just want to play Dwarf Fort for nothing for 2 months. And however, for 2 months and however many days until, yeah, no, that's actually very accurate. It's like 2 months and then however many days until, KSP2 releases. I'm getting all kinds of things added me. I've got so many forts to look at now. This is cool. You know, actually, if I just dig around this, just do it that way. '24th of February, 2023. Yep. Yeah. You had slopes under the floors, and you can remove either. You replaced the slopes with floors, and now you can remove the floor above. There you go. February 24th, if your name is... Yeah, okay. But yeah, Animal's a big KSP person. I'm not a big KSP person. I like dwarves, not rocket science. A thief has stolen a mug! What a monster. It's probably the person I just expelled, actually. Put it in the save channel and state somewhere in the message that it's okay to be shown. That's all that I need. You don't need to ping me. I look at my Discord. And, Mr. Topak, what kind of dwarf do you want? What if they released a special Dwarful Space Fortress? No, because I have absolutely no interest in Kerbal. Anyone from the military? All right. If you get randomly unlifed, I'm sorry. Mostly. I'll give you a Bumrek, the militia captain. Mr. Tapok, hanging out in the rather empty tavern, where you were, and then you left. You're 149 years old. You have one kid. And you're a High Master Spear Dwarf, and also a rusty professional Mace Dwarf. A skilled warrior is a beautiful sight to behold, is his most recent thing being said. He's panicked after reliving being attacked, so he's got severe PTSD. Good. Let's see. You're healthy, not too stressed. You do have a kid who's naked. He was a baby still. Mom must have died or something. You were a previous member of the nomadic group, the Labors of Dancing. And your religion is the denomination of taxes. And you were a former soldier of the Labors of Dancing, and you are a citizen and member of our fortress, obviously. You're satisfied remembering teaching dodging. And personally, you actively avoid exciting or stressful situations. Could be considered rude, and tends to consider what others think of him. He can easily fall in love without developing positive feelings, and he can sometimes act without deliberation. He is somewhat quarrelsome, and he is bothered by this since he values friendship, and he doesn't try to get things done perfectly. He tends to be a little tight with resources when working on projects, and he has a noticeable lack of perseverance. And he prefers to present himself modestly and is often nervous. Needs alcohol to get through the working day. He personally views tranquility as one of the highest ideals, and finds sacrifice to be one of the highest ideals, and finds moderation and self-control very important. Dreams of crafting a masterwork someday. He likes limestone, copper, cherry, opal, feather wood, black-handed gibbon leather, giant earthworm tooth, and the color crimson, spears and guinea fowls for their social nature, and the giant mountain goats for their long horns, and the words of the azure lenses, and the sound of the owl of rains, and the sight of the mother of reticence, and when possible, prefers to consume beetle and plum wine, and absolutely hates brown recluse spiders. Is there a way we can make the text in game bigger? Increase the size of your screen's resolution, I think. There's supposedly support for other fonts coming, but that's one of those things that didn't make it in. We're out of silk. Boo. So many bears? Yeah. It's the reason the frame rate's having a hard time right now, to be honest with you. To the point where it's like, how many of them are still set to be slaughtered? A lot of them. I should actually just straight up slaughter more of them. Grizzly bears and black bears. I should look at how much bear leather I have. Considering most of these came from a breeding pair of 2, I think. Right, no, don't make them available as pet. That's the wrong button. Of bear leather? This is maybe not never-ending, but certainly self-replicating. The bears don't need something like food? Nope. This is Dwarf Fort. Speaking of, let's check our leather supply. It's barely all of our food supply. And not just multiple rabbits standing on each other's shoulders. More research is required, I would say at this point. More research is required. Well, what do you think, chat? Leather shoes and hoods? We got 240. Got a lot of pig leather, actually. And giant dingo leather. Unbearable jokes. Whew. barely have a sense of humor. Vutok, Shortast, and Fath are all dwarves that need to be memorialized. Shortast. There you are. And Fath. Hi, Dad. I'm blind. Stolas says subscribe with Prime. Cheers, friend. Thank you. Some of you may have noticed, but I think it's also worth pointing out that this channel has grown a lot recently. And because of this, we've unlocked a lot of emotes recently. And I just want to state that, one, we have a new emote as of this morning, which is Crypt Whoosh. And also we're at 2,387 subscriber points currently. So if we get another 12 or so subscribers, we unlock another emote. That's the number right there. 2,387. We need 2,400. Diamond over here with the cool water. The cool liquid vibes. And I'm not sure how to say that. A-I-G-H-E. Thank you for the Prime. Sam Texagon with the 3 community sub gifts. Here's friend. You missed some things. It's been busy around here, man. It's been busy. Now let's get these slabs done. War Doggy, thanks for checking out a gift sub as well. And Sleet SDF 93 with the 5-pack. Thank you much. Cheers, War Doggy. Means a lot, dude. Been watching the VODs for the past days. It's time to catch it's great to catch you on. Thanks for the hours of content. Love from Belgium. Cheers, friend. Hi from Canada. That places us 4 away, I think. Unless I need to refresh this again. 2 away. Wait. I can count. 3 away. Math. All right, we got 2 more slabs done. Let's get those placed. So what we're going to be doing, essentially, is we're going to be hollowing this thing out over here. And this thing is going to be what we're going to use to fight the baddies with. 140 hours into this game since the release, and you've been waiting for it to come out for the last 3 years. Damn. Damn, dude. There's a there's a review that I think is like the #1 review on Steam right now for this, which is this game is like if RimWorld and Minecraft had a baby, but it was actually their grandfather and he taught them everything they knew, which I kind of love. So I'm just going to completely plug this creek. We're just going to dam it off, which is very easy to do because, well, it's frozen. So we just channel down into it and we dam it. A very Canadian thing to do. You've got 180 hours. I think you've got more time in the game than me. That's impressive, actually. Actually, chat, how many hours do you guys have in Dwarf Fort? Because I'm sitting at 158 hours. But that's legit. Like, that's either recording time or streaming time. $50 hours since release and counting. Hot damn, dude. Hot damn. 127, 50 or so, about 100, but not all legit. 140, but all played, no AFK, with a full-time job. Jeez. Damn, that's like full-time job plus then some, plus overtime. Just don't sleep for it. Yeah, no, totally. To be fair, I haven't been sleeping enough. All right, so this is going to stop this river from flowing now. So this whole thing down here is going to be a thing of the past for a little bit. We can then dig down. Once all this is thawed and drained out, we can dig down here and remove it. Although it might actually flow in from up here too. I guess I hadn't really thought about. But it'll stop here because we plugged it, so. Guess what I should do is I should remove this. Not on Steam yet, Jochu? Fair. Got a mandate that just ended. The kid's throwing a tantrum. Tolis is still in prison. A lot of my spear dwarves are real pissed, which, you know, kind of par for the course when you're not being super careful about who you put in your military. Oh, how upset are you? You had a pretty good life. So chat, 3 more subscriptions. And then we unlock another emote. And then I don't know if we should just, like, stop trying for more emotes. I have a feeling things will slow down eventually, but basically as far as we're going to get, I think. But who knows? Weirder things have happened. Unforbidding some books. Why is there a dead thing down here? What is that? Rotten grizzly bear meat. Gross. We should get rid of that. Rolf, thanks for gifting a sub. Cheers. Anyway, know if it's possible to expand a stairway up. You can, but you have to have 2 layers worth of tiles of open space. I've mostly figured it out at this point, but it is a little finicky. Nope, you do not I do not lose access to them. So once I have them, I have them. Once I have them, I have them. Do elves count mushrooms as trees? The underground trees in the caverns? Yes. Those are, in fact, trees. But thank you very much for the little hype train. 12 subs. So close. We'll get it within the hour. A non-bootleg beer? There's no such thing as bootleg beer. Well, actually, I would say, alcohol-free beer is pretty bootleg. I'm gonna just do this for us, chat. Give me a sec. Going to a page, clicking on a button, clicking on another button, clicking on another button. And boom. There you go. We just unlocked another emote. I clicked buttons. Not that button, but apparently I also clicked that one too. Beavis! Thanks for checking out a gift sub. Cheers. Or thanks for checking out a sub to Beavis. Thomas Cooley, I think. Where Cody? Asno Ezontosbub has come. A large Cody, twisted into humanoid form. It is crazed for flesh and blood, and its eyes glow spring green. Its cinnamon hair is long and straight. You will know why you fear the night. I've got one of those in my zoo. Cool. Where it at? Up at the top there? There it is. Oh, no, that's mine. That's the one that I already have in my fort. Where the other one at? It's so cute. Look at this fucker. The Untamed Youth. What a name. Asno Clashed hates the Untamed Youth. 78 years old and has 7 children. Must be a goblin. Based on the names of their family members. Was it former overlord of the Disemboweled Council? Okay. A former member of the Rhyming Nightmares. Sees others as selfish and conniving. A meager ability with social relationships. And a natural inclination to, towards music and a poor kinesthetic sense. All right, well, do I have any dwarves on the surface? Yes. Well, Cybrek. I think, okay, well, we turn on the burrow and just see where this fucker goes. Oh, sorry, Cybrek. Satisfied upon improving fighting, says the creature. Looks like a human axeman monster slayer is just conveniently leaving the fort at this moment. And now it goes to fight with my bears. Can you run inside, Dwarfy? Or, you know, don't. I suppose. I was like, you know what, run inside. That would be wise. Or, you know, don't. Okay, we're fighting. It's fighting with bears and other things. I'm just making sure that the critter doesn't bite this dwarf. Has the tide turned? I must press on, says Uvash. Oh, bleeding. See bleeding for a second there? I saw bleeding. Uvash, where are you at? There you are. Have you been bit? Missed, attacked, missed, attacked, missed, attacked. Miss, 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 miss. The Stonecrafter charges at the Werecody. But seems to have knocked the thing over. Sorry about ads. Punches the Werecody. I'm not going to unpause the game until the ads are done. Werecody bends the Stonecrafter's up left arm. And then the Stonecrafter says, I've improved my fighting. I'm very satisfied. The Werecody releases the grip of the Werecody's upper left arm on the Stonecrafter's left lower arm. And attacks, but she jumps away. So I don't see any biting. No biting? No biting? No biting. Currently, no biting. I'm going to just wait until the ads are done. You just kind of accepted some dwarves have a death wish? Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Some are just pretty dastardly adrenaline junkies. Are we through the ads? On my screen, it says 58 seconds left, so. But that's an estimate, right? Is that, Ranger from Don't Starve Together? What, the character on screen? Or the music? What are you referring to? Done with ads? Good intuition, but charges the monster. Terrified while in conflict. I love it when it's just like, I am not afraid, is afraid, which happens all the time. Dwarf screaming, I'm not afraid. And then, like, first thought is terrified. We'll always be amused by that. All right, let's. Stunned and bleeding, tired, heavy bleeding. Still heavy bleeding. Overexerted, exhausted, bleeding, seriously injured. I'm assuming you've been bit now, yeah, Yuvash? Okay. Well, that didn't look good. Got kicked in the upper front teeth. Well, that's why teeth went everywhere. No longer stunned. Literally grabbed him by the arm and started shaking her around by the arm. So she's like getting whipped around by her arm. The Werecody then shakes the Stonecrafter by the upper arm, ripping the muscle. Shakes, shakes. Grabs them by the foot. Missed a bunch. The Stonecrafter missed a bunch of times, so just flailing. The Werecody then grabs the Stonecrafter by the fourth finger on the left hand with its left hand. Grabs him by the finger. Where's my army? I'm not sending my army at this thing. Fuck that. Cave Spider silk dress is ripped to shreds. Oh my. Actually, you know what we should do, though? Well, an elf just came out. That's fine. We're going to jump down here into the tavern and move up a layer, and I'm going to pull this lever. It's the front door lever. I'm also going to lock these. We're going to lock this thing in, and we'll kill it once it's turned back. And, this human bard over here seems to be running in and joining the fight. So, Yuvash, have you actually not been bit? Because it kind of looks like Yuvash is just getting flung around and hasn't been bit one. Nope, never mind. Yuvash has been bit. All right, we need to remember this, chat. Yuvash has been bit. I'm assuming this human has been too. That is definitely vomit. Human runs in, gets bit, runs off. Well, goodbye, human. Did it die? I see 2 dead bears. A bunch of teeth. Where did it go? Wasn't you. I don't know. I didn't actually see where it went. It must be... Okay, so it was in fact this goblin. Werecody bites the stray grizzly bear in the head, tearing the muscle. The Werecody latches on firmly. The human bard misses the Werecody. The human bard misses the goblin, so then the human runs away. Is there a dead goblin here? I don't think so. Where did it go? Should be listed as friendly. Oh, there it goes. So it made it out. What a guy. As being chased by an angry bunny rabbit. Hold on a second. Really? This bunny rabbit's like, I'm gonna fucking kill you! Look, the bunny rabbit's literally chasing. He's terrified while the conflict is chasing after the guy, so he's being chased away by a bunny rabbit. Get him, bunny! No, the bunny's not gonna get him. Feels terrified while in conflict. Shout outs to the bunny rabbit, though. So that dwarf got bit. Up here. They're seriously injured. Tell the bunny deserves some militia commander title. I don't think I can do that. So this person probably won't die. While they're in, if I unlock the gates, the dwarves will probably save her. I could disable the hospital and see if we can wall her in. Actually, here's an idea. Let's turn off the burrow. And if she doesn't move, I will channel her down into here and build a floor on top of her. I'm gonna drop her 2 levels down. Maybe I'm a bad person. I don't know, but we're gonna see if I can. Well, actually, no, it won't let me do it that way. Fudge. Throw a door in here. Because I don't want to kill her if I don't have to. But that fish cleaner has withdrawn from society. And this needs to be up. We already have one walled-in were-lizard. This is true, yeah. There's always here. The problem is once a month the and like this is the reason I don't just adopt all were creatures, right? Is once a month they will just destroy everything in the room that they're in. So if you lock them in with a lever, once a month they will destroy the lever. Motherfucker, you moved. Okay, hold on. You literally can't do that, Ozo. It's not like even a, like, I want this mechanic to exist. Like, that mechanic that you're referring to doesn't exist. You can't just put her on a chain in the tavern. Also, she would just kill everybody once a month regardless. Can you, like, roll in there? Pen pasture stray bunny. What a thing for them to do. All right, well, let's turn this burrow back on. Lock this door. I think I'm just gonna leave her up there. All right, I got more important things to worry about, such as the fact that there's miasma in my kitchens. We're gonna go down here. We're gonna make a bigger food storage. Were beasts or forgotten beasts that spit fire or webs are just fortress killers? Not totally true. There's ways around both of those things, although werebeasts don't spit fire. That would be forgotten beasts. The dwarf was stricken by melancholy from Rope Gorge. Sounds like you are having a positive influence on the world. I completely forgot I put a temple down here, by the way. Totally forgot. All right, so we are going to seal this off. And we're going to put a door right here. Look at this lava. Ain't it pretty? All that obsidian. It's going to be beautiful. Were dragons aren't possible. You can't have a Titan variant of a were critter. And those are technically mega beasts, so it's not a mechanic that could happen. You'd have to mod the game for that to be a thing. Although something that is kind of funny is sometimes you'll have were creatures that take too long to be noticed or path weirdly on their way into your fortress because they're technically stealthed when they enter the map. And so every now and again, you'll have like a dwarf or an elf that's a were creature or a human that's a were creature that'll show up and they will already be on the map and they will have already turned back into their normal form. So it'll be like, a dwarf has come, a short creature fond of drink and industry. You will know why you fear the night. And it's like, what? What? Why would I fear the night? It's just a dwarf, but it's actually like a were creature. It just leaves the map. It's one of my favorite longtime bugs. Just because of how silly it is. The actual shame here is we're going to kill a cat. Cat's content after a bath. Sorry, kitty. Their magma sees minus 42. This is a big map. All right. Chat, question. Expel this person and let them come back later? Or let them kill the cat? How many water wheels did I need for that pump stack? Well, the pump stack needs 2,500 power, and each water wheel produces 100 power. Drop into magma? Save the kitty, save the kitty. Okay. We'll expel the dwarf. You, expel. Go out to the wilds. But yeah, so this thing requires 2,561 power. So you can do the math. Windmills produce 40 power per windmill if they're at full power, and that depends on wind speed, whereas water wheels produce 100 power per water wheel. Kamikaze Badger, what up? Do they trigger cage traps? No. Because they're expelled, they're not hostile, right? They have to be hostile to trigger cage traps. Can't export bags, and I can't export spears. Those are both fine. Also have a ghost I need to deal with. Yeah, see, because they're listed as a visitor. We'll just wait until this thing disappears. When this disappears, they've left the map. But yeah, that's my round 2 of Lava Flow. Why did the HP numbers change on the pump stack when it was on? Oh, why did the amount of power required change? Because I'm connecting it to a different mechanism. So I've got the water wheels that are to connecting them together costs power, right? And then the pump stack itself also costs power. And because it's 2 separate mechanisms that then are connected by me pulling the lever, suddenly the power requirement goes up a bunch. Really should wall this off first. This is a really dumb idea. Actually, let's just pause for a second. Oh, right, duh. Don't have access to it yet. Well, let's unforbid the ceiling then. Let's see if we can get down here first. Banger alert. Still no access? That's lies. My lord dwarfs. You have many ways to access this. And you're telling me that you have no access. We're not in the burrow anymore. Maybe I just need to unpause the game a little longer. All right, well, we just need to do that. And this. Unless I was, like, screwing up some build height or something. Oh, I know what I was doing. I was actually building 1 layer up. One of the rare ways where ASCII's clearer than tile sets. So now this is going to go both of these ways, and you're going to actually see the snow melt before the lava gets close to it, which I think is super cool. I actually think this shit's so cool. I mean, actually, it's just really spicy. Spicy water. Heat stone, as they call it in the song Drinking Industry. Funny. Parallel magma and waterfalls? I'm not thinking about that, no. But you did just suggest it, so now I am thinking about it. No, I'm planning on using this as my form of defense for the fort. The snow decides to evacuate before the lava arrives. Yeah, because, like, this area is real hot, right? The snow melts as it flows towards. Just like the ice melts before the lava touches it, and then the water evaporates. I'm sorry, what? Why did we just kill a child? I beg your pardon? Did it go berserk or something? Seems like it. I hope that's what happened. Oh, well. Anyways, so we have a fish cleaner in a strange mood who's just walking in circles. What's your best skill? Cheesemaker? Blacksmith. Ah, probably a blacksmith, I would guess. Oh no, anyways. Metalsmith's Forge is probably what they want because currently my Metalsmith's Forges are underwater. So I should real quick make this dwarf a Metalsmith's Forge. Quick question, Mayor wants boxes, but you don't know exactly what to make. Boxes would be glass boxes? Boxes are only made out of glass, I think. That's a pretty picky mayor. If you are going, man, mayor, you suck. I'm not using any mods. Man, mayor, you suck. You can just replace him. I can show you how to do that if you like. Let's make a Metalsmith's Forge. Yeah, I'm not going to be using any mods until after the current patching cycle is done. And the reason I say that is because Tarn usually does like a flurry of patches, and I don't want to have to like constantly be generating new worlds and like worrying about mods breaking and such. So I'm just not bothering until after we're into what I would consider to be a stable build of the game, and we're not in a stable build of the game right now. But that's just because I've played this game for decades, practically. So there's like I'm used to this. And even then, like I've never been a huge mods person for Dwarf Fort because I've always found the game just has enough stuff in it. What's up, Arrow, though? You cannot smooth clay? You cannot, in fact, smooth clay. What's up, Starry-Eyed? How's things? Is it just you, or do dwarves hate anything OSHA-related? OSHA doesn't exist. Like, this is... Like, that is a very specifically modern human thing. Why would dwarves care? So it's not that they hate it, it's just it doesn't exist. It's just not a thing. You can't hate something that doesn't exist. The crypt continues to grow. And hello, Iron Bull. When dwarves make guilds, they should petition for better safety rules or go on strike if they don't get them. That's how OSHA was made. Sure, but guilds are more like crafts guilds in the medieval sense. Not some, like, are they unions? Kind of, but they act more like schools. It's like a place where master craftsmen go to teach other creatures and people in the world their craft. It's not, like, yeah, they are theoretically union-esque, but they're guilds in the medieval sense of guild. Like, they have more in common with guilds in RuneScape, where like you go there to get quests and learn a skill. It's not, I mean, Dragon's still chained up, still sad. So it's more of that kind of guild, less of a this is a union type of guild. Although it is fun to make jokes about dwarves unionizing. Because they are sort of like the medieval equivalent of that, but... Okay, so now I've got this little block right there. You idiot! Why? Lore! You fucking moron! That's all I have to say. Let's forbid this. At least I checked. My God. Otherwise it would have just been another mysterious death. Dude? Hey, guy? Laddie. You know you can just deconstruct that from there, no? Okay, I suppose not. Fuck. Well, shit. I think this dwarf's dead, guys. Yeah, I guess I'll die. Yeah, pretty much. I mean... Guys about to have some fun? Mm-hmm. Okay. It's... I will just forbid this then.
Bring out
Oh, he's getting a drink. I mean, obviously, he's been there for a minute. He's thirsty. All right, now run away, you doofus. Or don't. Yep. Mm-hmm. Good job. Sweet. Well, anyway, let's do this again, sort of, and hopefully not get anybody killed this time. I mean, we know it's gonna work. Why didn't he make the walls before he started the lava flow? Because that's no fun, Hyper Hopper. I'm entertaining a crowd of almost 1,000 people. If nothing exciting happens, what's the point? Come on. You gotta realize. Yes, could I do this safer? Totally. Where's the fun in that? Is there a way to wall it off once it's full? I mean, it will just, once it's full, it'll flow off the map. Start a forest fire or 4. Genius. Where are you going? What are you doing? Drowning or... I was sealed in obsidian is what killed him. Rip Arab. I mean, that's a pretty quick assumption. I think I'm going to be a little smarter with this one. We're going to put a door here. Don't have access to doors. All right, well, I need more doors. Rock... I made like 350 doors at one point. That's insane, actually. Let's just do 80 doors. I don't need that many. I'm doing well. Gunmetal hiccup. Gunmetal Baz. Hello. I said that the water mechanics in Timberborn are very similar to Dwarf Fort, and because of that, I find them boring because the game has a lot of artificial limitations that to me makes it into a less interesting game than Dwarf Fort, which also happens to have similar mechanics, which means I would rather play Dwarf Fort. Neither is necessarily better. Dwarf Fortress is more realistic. One's more arcadey, but because like Timberborn is a very limited, like forced progression town builder, it's boring as shit to me. Because I don't like games with forced progression. You have like 100+ work orders. I don't automate work orders. Oh, absolutely. For you it is. For me, my brain don't work that way. 0424247. So if you understand how if-then statements work, by all means, go nuts. I play the game completely differently than you, and that's okay. Yeah, I had some drinks with the developer of it at the end of winter. Well, actually, what was it? It's October? Beginning of October? Might have actually been the end of August. It was somewhere between like August and October this year. I had a couple drinks with the dev of Odd Realm. Ruvan. Good game. Cool guy. Gotta try and have him on my stream at some point. I can put the wall back? Oh, I know. I'm waiting for a door to be built so I can put a door there. Liverd, what kind of dwarf do you want? Crumbles. There a bunch of people making doors. That's fine. If I have long hair or not? I will have long hair. I haven't had a haircut since 2014. You want a beekeeper or a priest? An exiting position? Or, oh, I see, barkeeper, not beekeeper. Hold on. Well, I mean, I just need to wait for a door to be made. Exciting. I wouldn't say either of those are exciting, but sure. All right. Do I even have any living tavern keepers right now? I don't have a living tavern keeper right now. Let's assign you a tavern keeper. Skilled negotiator, Ethel. Currently a woodburner. Oh, hey, shit. Cool. It might be a dangerous or exciting job. My hair is in fact long. Yes, Orange. That is an accurate confirmation. Erdim, the fish cleaner, has created Ashul Niles, an iron crutch, and offers it to the Riverblades. We'll take a peek at that after I name this dwarf. I wish I could sort their names alphabetically, because I don't... Can you do that, Athel? Oh, actually, you can. Look at that. Athel, the tavern keeper, who's currently making a rock door. Liverd. One thing at a time, Rami. All right, Liverd. Gorge Labored is the full title. Liverd Gorge Labored is stressed, unfortunately. He's in no squad. He's a talented organizer who's very rusty at it, though. Low willpower, good with language. He's part of the Farmers Guild. Wasn't I supposed to make another guild? Shit. Rarely feels discouraged, doesn't cling tightly to ideas, and is open to changing his mind. Tends to think before acting and doesn't often experience strong cravings or urges, and takes offered help without feeling particularly grateful. He needs alcohol to get through the working day and does not mind being outdoors at least for a time, and doesn't really care about anything anymore. Does prepared food ever go rotten? Only if it's left outside of a barrel and outside of a stockpile. He dreams of crafting a masterwork someday, and personally sees the attainment of preservation of knowledge as an offensive enterprise engaged by arrogant fools. Wow. And believes peace is always preferable to war after experiencing trauma. Believes that it is important to conceal emotions and refrain from complaining, and doesn't care if others take the time to master skills. He likes zinc, pyrite, and snowy owl leather, jabberer tooth, and the color burnt umber, cabinets and armadillos, and for their thick, bony armor and plates, and the words of the azure lenses, and when possible prefers to consume green tree frog and yellow bullhead, and prickleberry wine, and absolutely hates flies. Welcome to the fort. Make sure that you have empty barrels in the stockpile. That or rock pots. Barrels or pots. Pots or barrels. Right, well, we're all the way up to the end on this side. So it will spill over if it gets too full. Hopefully it doesn't. And then this side, it's doing its thing. I mostly just want to get it up to about there. Then we can turn the thing off. Something else is fighting? Oh, for fuck's sake. Is there a were creature in my fort currently? Yep. There is, in fact, a were creature in my fort currently. Speaking of were creatures, Das Tactic. Thank you very much for that massive raid. I hope that your stream was good. I hope that things have been fun. Das and friends, what's up, everybody? There's a were Cody in my fort. Yeah, there's a were Cody in my fort. For those of you who don't know Das Tactic, if you played this game a decade ago, you probably saw one of his tutorials. Another Yuvash? It looks like it. Maybe I had the wrong Yuvash. That or they returned as a visitor already. Both are possible. But this one claims to be 225 years old. This is bad? Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah, this is bad. Very bad. Very, very bad. Can you pet the Were-Cody? I mean, it's like the forbidden slide at the back of the ski hill, right? You can go down it. You'll never come out. So yeah, you could totally pet the Were-Cody, but you might be a Were-Cody soon. Looks pretty awesome. Kind of does, yeah. Kind of does. Are you wielding anything? Nope. Now, this is a different Uvash, I think. Where cutie? Just lost your latest fortress to a were-tortoise. Your military was ready, but no one removed the body parts. Yeah. The one I expelled was 81 years old. Well, they got bit. They were on the surface. So they could have just left, bit somebody else, and came back. That or that dwarf was lying about who they were in the first place. I'll do it again meme. It kind of does, doesn't it? You got fucked by a werebeaver infection? I'm so sorry that you lost to Canada. As a Canadian, I would like to apologize for this. Back of the ski hill. Yeah, the cliff at the back of the ski hill. And if you go to the top of a lot of mountain ski resorts around here, there's just like a cliff at the top. In a lot of cases. Tech, what up? You're 8 years in and you haven't seen anywhere anything yet. You've played this game over a decade ago, so this seems unusual. What year is your world? And no, there's nothing that triggers werebeasts. You may have just generated a world with none of them in it. And that's not super unusual. It happens. Flood the Were-Cody with magma? Right now, Scream is the plan. That's no fun, Pithika. Just crank up your savagery if you want more. So the younger your world, the less were-creatures and vampires and that sort of thing you're going to have, but the more mega beasts will still be alive. The older your world, the more zombies, were-creatures, and vampires you will have, because curses happen as time goes on, so the less time your world has had, the less things are going to happen. There is no sweet spot. It depends on what kind of world you want, Rat Rays. Alright, well, these three are all dead, basically. I mean, populations don't always die off. They sometimes certainly do, though. No military action? I could send the military in. But I don't know exactly if that will benefit this situation. In many ways, it may also just exacerbate the situation. Army of Were-Codies? Alright, well, we'll just accept that Short-Taz here is probably going to die in a few seconds. I think what I'm just going to do is lock down the hospital. So anybody who ends up... We'll just work with this as we can, because I'm not going through those combat logs. Does cranking up the savagery crank up the difficulty? No, cranking up the difficulty cranks up the difficulty. Dwarf Fortress isn't a difficult game. And I know that I sound like an elitist when I say that, but it's not. It's going to be a fun hospital. Oh, yeah. Well, we killed it. Lava has gone up, which is why the frame rate has gone down. I'll show you the lava in a second. Send in the war possums. Well. Dwarf Fortress is a game about building a world that you want to build. If you want to build a world that's really difficult for you to keep your things alive, you can do that. Does anything inherently turn up the difficulty? No. The difficulty of your fortress is based on how you build your fortress and where you build your fortress. You could have a maximum savagery world and settle somewhere calm and chill far away from everybody and see nothing exciting ever, right? If you want a... Why is your game red? Probably because you're dying. If you want a game of Dwarf Fortress that is mean to the player and kills you, settle right next to the biggest necromancer tower you can find, next to a bunch of hostile locations, and attack everybody. Or just simply build up and wait. Well, hopefully the ones that got bit die, actually. So these two are resting. You got attacked pretty badly. You also got attacked pretty badly. So what I'm going to do... You're resting, you're a doctor. You're resting, all right. I'm going to wait until the doctor walks out, and I'm going to lock the door. And basically what we're going to do is we are just going to do a real quick check. Is everybody here outside healthy? Apparently people are still fighting. I was worried about this. Oh, did the dragon get out? Not actually sure who's fighting now. Why are you still giving me combat sounds? There's no fighting now. Populate? Okay, that's confusing. Oh, okay. I figured out the problem. Think maybe? No. I'm very confused as to why it's still giving me combat logs and why it's giving me combat sounds. I think the fighting is over. Yeah, no, the fighting is over. And why is it still giving me combat sounds? What the fuck? Anyway, let's go place some more coffins because that's what we actually need to be worrying about. Dwarf Fortress, all of those statements about Dwarf Fortress being this impossible game to get into is silly. Think about it this way, right? Dwarf Fortress actually has a lot in common with Minecraft when it comes to its difficulty. You can make Minecraft a hard game, you know? Set it on permadeath, don't ever save, don't build beds. You can make the game challenging for yourself, but in a vanilla state, Minecraft's a very easy game. Dwarf Fortress is very similar to that. If you know how to play the game and get around things, Dwarf Fortress is an open sandbox, not unsimilar from that. So if you're looking for difficulty, crank your savagery up to the maximum. Turn the artificial difficulty slider in the game up higher, which basically just makes enemies aware of you sooner. It makes your noise louder and allows other factions to realize that you exist quicker. Generate a custom world with, I don't know, 500,000 extra dragons. Don't settle on a volcano. Limit your weapon types. Don't make things out of steel. You can absolutely make the game hard. But to me, in a lot of cases, it makes the game less interesting. So do what you want to do. I like chaos. I like it when things fall apart and crash and burn like this. This is where I'm at my best. But if you want difficulty in Dwarf Fortress, you have to make it for yourself. This isn't RimWorld. This isn't a game that's intentionally trying to kill you for existing. The game doesn't hate you for playing it. The game simply says, all right, you craft your narrative, you build your world, have fun. What's the purpose of the doors in each coffin? I used to never do this. This is literally because of the way the multi-tile zoning mechanic works. So instead of having to make every single coffin zone individually, I can literally just click on tomb and then click multi and then do this. It's the only reason I'm doing it this way. Literally, that's the only reason I'm doing it this way. Exactly, Airsick. The story sells it for you? Totally. The old difficulty of Dwarf Fortress was learning the UI and its intricacies, right? That was the difficulty. That's why you saw those memes with the learning curve. But really, it's no harder than Minecraft. It's not a hard game once you understand the mechanics. It's just a matter of learning the mechanics. It's literally just an ease of designations thing. I don't know about that, EMP John. I don't know about that. They both can be equally difficult, nightmarish video games if you want them to be. And also, before somebody asks, all of those things that I've seen people stating about challenges of like, oh, surviving with one dwarf, that just sounds painfully unfun to me. Oh, probably. But, you know, you click on the buttons you prefer to click on. I prefer to designate a zone with a door. You do it the way you want to do it. I'm doing it the way I want to do it. Challenges like that are just more time consuming? Yep. Yep. They're just working on a world that you can use for adventure mode. I'm assuming saves will be compatible between this version and adventure mode, but I wouldn't start doing that for a little bit still. All right, I was going to make another food stockpile, which is just going to go down here. Because I need somewhere to put all this bear meat. Which is a weird thing to say out loud, but I do in fact need somewhere to put all of this bear meat. Might even just make this a meat-specific stockpile. Yeah, we'll just make it a generic one. All right, chat. How many random were creatures do you think are going to be in my fort when the next full moon hits? What is Aardvark Man meat? It's meat from an Aardvark Man. 6, 7, 4, 7, 3, at least 3, 5, 4. Hopefully they're all in the hospital, but I'm not gonna hedge my bets too much here. I need a ashery, I think, because that's something I never did get fully done. Ashery. Up to 4, maybe? 1? I can tell you this, it's more than 1. Is in fact more than 1. 145? You know, there used to be a bug in the game where if every single dwarf in your fortress was a were creature, when the full moon would happen, the game would not realize that you still had dwarves in your fort, and you'd just instantly lose. As far as I know, that got fixed, though. And take out the neighboring infestation of goblins plus 2 goblin pits and 1 civ? Hell yeah. I don't know if that's difficulty, but it's definitely a fun goal. Is there a reason I don't use the bone? Because bone crafts aren't worth that much? And to me, it's faster and easier to just expel them out of the fortress than it is to use them for anything. Same reason I don't use shells. Something's collapsed. Oh. So remember how earlier we were asking about lava? And I passively stated, I'm like, yeah, that's going to start overflowing. Well, it did. Did it do the thing I wanted it to do? It didn't do the thing I wanted it to do. I'm offended. Fuck. No, that's fine. It's fine. I'm sure the elves will be thrilled. I don't actually think it's going to piss them off much. Burn, baby, burn. Pretty much. Oh dear. Anyway, we should probably turn this off at some point. I got a little distracted by the were critter, okay? The were critter was very much... Oh, shit, it's right there, critter. Right. Also, we made a artifact crutch. This is an iron crutch. All craft store ship is of the highest quality. It is encircled with bands of iron. This object menaces with spikes of black bear leather. On the item is an image of a watermelon, vine, and alpaca wool. Is there lava on the surface? I'm putting it there. With this. Clearly. Many hours of fucking around and fiddling with things to put lava on the surface to get rid of this pesky creek, which is going to become the front door to my fort. So chat, because there is because most cages in Dwarf Fortress are made out of wood. Does that mean that any cage that isn't made out of nickel is a nickel-less cage? Also, Asteth.
You suck.
Come on, you love this shit. No, already. Oh wow. Yep. I'll be here all day, mostly. And also, chat room, there's something I need to inform you of. Sometime in the next 2 hours, I'm going to receive a phone call, which means I have to go to the front of my building. And it's from Metalocalypse. Damn right. I have to go let somebody into my building and so that they can repair my stove. So what I'm going to have to do at some point is I'm going to put on probably my own videos in a playlist. Just be like, here, guys, watch this for a little bit. So, just a heads up. That's what we're going to be doing. Any news on Adventure Mode release? Not for a long time. I would expect 6 months to a year for Adventure Mode. But that's just me. Put on Krug Smash? That's not my content. I don't have permission to do that. I will put on my own stuff. Because that, I do have permission to share. It's a lot of collapse? Yep. This isn't the first time this happened, but the first time this happened was because I had a dragon on the surface. Now I just have a dragon who lives right here. We call him Bernie. He's very friendly, except for when he's not. Apparently owned by Bastet. Which means if Bastet dies, Bernie might go insane. Which, you know, might not be great. Another dragon? No, just the one dragon. I would like a second one, though. Bastet apparently adopted Bernie, yeah. God, so many tantrums. I love how we have all of these disorderly conduct cases that are all unsolved. Did my, I still have a captain of the guard. You must have gone nuts. You're not doing your job no more. I'm gonna give it to Cold-Blooded. Cold-Blooded seems mentally stable-ish. You can be my manager and also captain of the guard now. Busy job. Busy dwarf. Go break some skulls, please. Lava? Yeah, lava. Lots of lava. I love a lot of lava. Don't you love a lot of lava? It's the best way to get rid of water. Very efficient. Although we have stopped pumping it now. But it is still causing a slight forest fire. Your therapist would beg to differ. Don't tell your therapist I said anything then. This is fine. You know, if I disable cave-ins, would it stop these from falling? And then if I turn them on, would they all happen at once? I've never actually disabled cave-ins before. It's a natural fire. I mean, it was started by lava. The better question is, there's an elf bowman just chilling here. Who's just like horrified upon seeing somebody die. Afraid after experiencing trauma. Lava's natural? I mean, lava's not supposed to be up here, so. I would say the reason for the lava being transported up here was somewhat artificial. Twinge, what's up? Probably about how that elf feels, to be honest. He got burned? No, he didn't, actually. He walked around it. Somebody else may have gotten burned. I'm sorry, what? For a second there, I thought I saw a dwarf in the lava, and I was like, I beg your fucking pardon? Oh, I see. An elven caravan has just arrived to trade. Of course I didn't hear that notification, because all I'm hearing is, item has collapsed on surface! Oh my fucking Christ. There's nothing to see here, guys! Don't worry about it. I know the forest is burning down. We didn't do it. The fortress is just a little hot right now. This is totally acceptable, normal dwarven behavior. Okay? So as long as we can continue this understanding that we have, we didn't start the fire. The lava did. Please don't go full elf and attack me. Thanks. I know that's not the lyrics to that song, by the way. But you did I forgot the turn. Okay, we got attacked by a were creature. I was going to turn the pumps off, right? I was like, this is going to overflow. I got to remember to turn these off. We got attacked by a were Cody. I was probably about to eat half my fort in a moment. I'm sorry, interrupted by minor? Oh, I see. There's people throwing tantrums. Just don't even worry about it. The matrix is breaking. It's fine. The elf says, greetings, middle management robot. Greetings from the woodlands. There is much to discuss. Much, yes. Discuss. We elves are particular to the trees and the forests surrounding your lands. We want to know why they're burning. Also, although we loathe to spare a single branch to your senseless slaughter, we are willing to ask you cap your tree fells at 25 until we next meet. I will try to return next year as I am able. Yeah, about that. Fortunately, Chad, little do you guys know, they don't count fire. Fire doesn't actually count as burning down trees. But they won't be happy with me. We can abide by this quest. Let's discuss the specifics, though. We can part with at most 25 trees, Butch. Last year they gave me 42. 25? God damn. Let's discuss the current state of our agreements. There is much to share. We've updated your maps. It's because it's based on your dwarves' bartering ability. Pandarific. You say, let's discuss the specifics, and then you get a dice roll for your bartering ability, and then you get it back, right? So you barter with them. So we just appointed, or recently appointed a new mayor, because the other one got blasted. Anyway, so because we don't have the other mayor anymore, who's not as, and now we have this person, well, long story short. You know that, okay, so here's the thing, right? Elves don't cut logs. Those are grown logs. They have a specific tag because elves have magic. And the way this magic work is they go up to the tree and they ask the tree really nicely, and the tree grows them a specific log that isn't connected to the tree, and then they take the log and they can do stuff with it. So they are against you cutting trees because they don't cut the trees down. They just simply ask the trees nicely to grow them the stuff that they need, and they do. So if they're asking you to do something, I swear it's not double standards. It's literally just because they have weird tree powers. It's like the difference between... well, actually, this is the best example I have. It's like the difference between lab-grown meat and a steak. Anyway, let's bring stuff for them to have. Dat Bat, thanks for the Prime sub. Cheers, friend. It's the closest thing I can think of. I wouldn't say it's necessarily double standards. It's pretty logical. I mean, if you think of them, if you consider the elves to just be Peta, it makes a lot of sense. Like, actually.
It's like cutting down the apple tree to get the apples to them, anyway.
Yeah, exactly. I don't really have anything. Can't sell them. I'll just sell them some armor breastplates. Let's do a couple of these, because they might have fun animals, which I would like. They should just sell you the logs to stop you from cutting the trees. I mean, here's the thing, right? If you trade with the elves enough, just like any other faction, and you give them enough gifts, they will literally do that. My sister-in-law is vegan, like strictly vegan. Like, I'm a non-strict vegan. I just don't have meat in the house. But my sister-in-law is a very strict vegan, and she doesn't like lab-grown meat because she says it tastes bad. Something has collapsed on the surface. Shocker. Actually, that kind of thing can be done without magic, and it's pretty cool. Of course it's Japan that's doing it. I'm taking a look at this, and it's like, of course it's Japan. Well, that is pretty neat, actually. Huh. That's a spooky-looking forest for some reason. It looks weirdly unnatural. Just look at the Wikipedia photo. Question is, are we up to the next full moon yet? Getting there. You're not vegan or vegetarian, but you definitely started to cut down on the amount of meat you eat. Yeah, I'm kind of with you there. Could there be an any % world record for this game of some sort? Hold on a second. Let me show you something. This is old. If I can find it. Ah, here it is. Dwarf Fortress, any fun % world record speedrun from older versions of the game. Why cut down on meat? Because most people eat an absurdly unhealthy amount of meat, and meat's not actually that good for you. We're supposed to eat a little bit of meat, but not the amount of meat that most people think they should be eating. But this is such a slow speedrun. I could have done this faster. Done. There it is. One steak a week is good for you? Yeah, it's better than most people. I don't like eating a lot of fatty red meats because it fucks with my blood sugar, because it slows down the speed at which carbs are absorbed, but I'm not going to start talking about my diet here. Did he collapse his dwarves? Yep, he crushed them. It's fun %. Kill all 7 dwarves. Long story short, you can speedrun Dwarf Fortress. It really just doesn't lend itself to speedrunning. But then again, plenty of games don't lend themselves to speedrunning, and people speedrun them, so. So I've got other seriously injured dwarves out here. Like these three. Double hospital? That or... I mean, you do what you want to do. Depends on the organ and how damaged. I understand your suggestions, Gobbo, and I'm not going to listen to them. Are we in that world now where nobody does work again? Suddenly feels that way. Is there a reason that you have your fort deep down in the ground? It's because that's the way I build forts. And I've been playing this game for a long time, and there's... I don't know if this is necessarily a saying, but there's definitely some truth to the new players and newbies build on the surface, experienced players build underground. Also, this isn't deep underground. This is very close to the surface for me. Very close to the surface. I mean, you can... There's... If you manage to do everything that there is to do in one fort, Venus Pettigrew, I think you might be the first person to ever complete that. There is, by that logic, you will have built a fully functioning computer because this game is Turing complete. Yeah, I think we've run into that bug again where nobody's doing anything. Cool. Well, this is not a good timing for that. Really bad timing for that. All right, well. No, I have to delete and rebuild every single zone in the entire fort. Or at the very least, just the hospital. Let's try just the hospital. Because there's a bug with meeting zones right now where it breaks all jobs. I really don't want to do that right now. But we're about to hit the full moon, so. How does the labor tab look like? It's not the labor tag carry. Oh, it's time to break zones. Oh, it sucks. I'm not a big fan of this bug. Now they're actually doing jobs again, but I think it's too late. Yeah, okay. Gotta nuke them all. This is gonna be fun to rebuild. It's very annoying, yes. But we're gonna not get this done in time. No idea. I just know that it's one of the most reported bugs, and the only way to seemingly fix it is by removing all zones. Or meeting zones, specifically. Do I know what causes it? Nope. There's one that I missed. It seems to only happen after there is, like, mass casualty events where a lot of people die. And yes, this is something that they're aware of and is being worked on. There's almost always a few game-breaking bugs in new releases in this version. I'm kind of surprised this version doesn't have more, to be honest. Well, we're too late. Let's see, what am I missing? Gotta be missing one. Oh, obviously. Nope, that's tomb, meeting hall, office, bedroom. Okay, those aren't public. Not these. Not that. Is there any reason to use meeting places? Yes. Like, it's the only way your dwarves can socialize, make friends, get married. They are a mandatory mechanic that you have to use. Otherwise, your dwarves will just go nuts. Real quick. That seems to be all of them. We just refuse to do everything now, dwarves? Well, that's cool. Oh. Time to die. Is the training area public? It shouldn't be. Let's see how long they think about this. Got one dwarf up top trading at the depot. We might be about to see this fort's death. I mean, I could just dump lava into it. I mean, that is certainly something I could probably do. Actually, no, I'd need to, like, construct from the top over and across. Because you didn't have a tavern or a temple for a long time? Yeah, not having a tavern is a death sentence for a fort. Well, let's just do this. What's the problem with the fort? That's a good question. Chat, what's the problem with this fort? There it goes again. So there's, what, 2 in the hospital, 1 there. There's 1 over here in this room, which I can lock in. And... yeah, I see the 3 in the... They're locked in already, so that's fine. Alright. I mean, the other problem is also there's a bug right now where nobody's able to do any labors whatsoever. So that's also a problem. Surprised the game isn't playing Death Spiral. Well, we were able to kill the one that was right there. They look very huggable. This is true. Well, we've found a bunch of dead people right here. There's one that died up here. Or is that the first? That actually was the first one that died. I mean, do you want to go through all of these combat logs, Hyper Hopper? I don't want to. So, am I going to check if all these dwarves got bit? No. I'm just going to see if they're injured. And if they don't have an injury, we're good. Fortunately, the bears can't get infected. We're saved? Potentially. Oh, there's also this one up here. Seriously injured. Healthy, 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 healthy. Seriously injured and seriously injured. All right, let's just hope they bleed out. Gonna be 100 dwarves by the end of the stream. This is probably the last stream for this fort. All right, let's see if I can unfuck the zoning. I also have a new mayor, so that's pretty cool. This is how you lost your first? This is how I've lost 2 of them. I swear that were creatures got a speed buff in this version. Like, I'm mostly certain they got a speed buff. They really seem to feel faster than they used to. All right, let's see if I can unbreak this. We're gonna make an emergency triage center somewhere. I'm thinking up here, which is just gonna be another hospital zone. Although, let's see if they'll even dig. Things are still dying, which is what we want. Sweet, they're doing jobs again. Awesome. All right, so I can let my military go back to what they're supposed to be doing, which is nothing. You really want a mod so you can make your dwarves immortal and breathe dragon fire so that you never lose your fortress and all the invaders? It's really cool, and you can mod this game to do stuff like that. I mean, you can make anything a drinkable liquid too, right? So if you want your dwarves to just spontaneously combust, you can do that. I mean, if you want them to be immortal, just change their... I say this like it's super easy, like I would know how to do it, but I know it's possible because there was a mod for older versions of the game that did this. Just change their skin density. You can, like, make their skin tougher than diamond. But in doing so, you'd make all dwarves skin tougher than diamond. So every dwarf in the world would be immortal. And because you're not necessarily friends with all dwarves, that's not necessarily a good thing. But yeah, no, dwarves skin made out of diamond was a mod for a bit that was relatively popular. Let's just pull this lever to help the frame rate a little bit. The impressive thing is we're still able to trade. What do I want to buy from the elves? They brought a bobcat, an oriole, a porcupine, and a horse. An ostrich cock. Another giant wolf. I will buy that giant wolf because I think I technically have 2 giant wolves now. If I can afford it. I see your race revels in death. Ah, you don't like buying armor. Got it. Cool. Well, anyway, we're gonna go to war with the elves now. So a merchant drowned in your moat and had nothing to do with, you swear? How screwed are you? You're not screwed. You're fine. So today I learned, don't sell them weapons. I get the feeling that they slowly get more picky now. Because I definitely sold them armor earlier in a different fort. And they were totally fine with it, so. Now I'm really curious. It feels like they're getting more picky slowly, which is kind of cool, actually. Armor likely had ornaments. That was my own armor that I made myself, and no, it doesn't. Unless I'm very confused, which may be possible. I also didn't look too closely at it. But actually, you might be right. It might have been encrusted with bones or something. It's possible that armor came from goblins. But previously, it used to show the things that they didn't want to trade for in a different color, which it didn't do, so. Old habits, eh? Actually, in this instance, you might be correct, because the game's changed a lot recently. I would like that to stop, though. The whole, something has collapsed thing. I'm ready for that to stop. Speaking of things stopping, how's the water flow up here doing? Well, so the water on the surface, this waterfall, is now successfully dammed. And so is up here. We've successfully dammed both halves of this little creek. So if we don't die to ourselves, we'll have a pretty badass front door in a little bit. No problem, Alcove X. I think is how you say that. Alcove X? Why is lava up? Because frame rate is down. Naturally. Lava not down, so lava up. Naturally. How do you make an infinite waterfall? With infinite water and pumps? Not sure how you want me to answer that question. A unicorn is fighting. With lava? Ah, yes. Unicorn is fighting with lava. Cool. There's a stack of items in here somewhere. I'm trying to figure out where it was. I was like, what was that? There's just like barren intestines just on the ground. It's fine. All right, you know what? Since they're actually doing jobs again, I'm going to unqueue up all this because we don't actually need to be doing any of this shit. The wrong button. And ended up queuing up more. The farmers want a farmer guild. Well, I had one, and then I deleted it, so I should probably go back and rebuild all my guilds. This is going to be fun. Sure, let's just go with that. We're going to start reassigning things. I love how there's just like one living dwarf in the hospital. It's just like, I'm not suspect at all. Also, my money currently still is on, I think I can save this fort, so I'm going to try my damnedest. I'm not just going to let it die. Unlike that other one, it's like, I think we might actually have this contained enough. And even if we don't, I still think I can save this fort. Mostly because I really want to build that entrance with the lava thing. Even if today is the last stream of this fort, I would like to fight with the elves in this fort. Oh, I don't care. I don't mind the noise going off. See, here's the thing, right? There are annoying announcements in Dwarf Fortress. But, this is the big but. But, even if they're annoying, I often still want to hear them, even if I'm complaining about them, because I'm aware that they're happening. If I don't have the notifications, then I'm not aware that they're happening, which is bad. So I would rather be aware that they're happening and annoyed by them than not aware that they're happening and not annoyed by them, if that makes any sense. Is this... I invite your other brothers can't deny. Neil, what up? It's good to see you. I already made one for the ripe larks. There's Leverett voices. I'm probably screwing this up. What's the benefit of putting things in them? They don't work unless they have a high enough value. So if you don't give them a high enough value, they don't work. So what's the benefit of putting things in them? Making them work. Quite literally. Or aesthetics, sure. But if you want them to work properly, you have to give them a high enough value. All right, so let's make you Noble Chapel. Let's make you... And beneath that, the South Sanctum. Yeah, and if it's just a school, it doesn't matter, but these are all to satisfy demands, so... Heavenly Ensure. I don't remember what the name of the temple for the tax nation was. Bloody mini-map. Is it the Wild Shrine? Yes, was the Wild Shrine. Is that a problem? This fortress has a lot of problems, but that's okay. Chat knows what I'm talking about. So, do not look at this fort and strive to be like this fort right now. Unless you're looking at this fort and going, man, this seems like a fun way to end a fort, because that's where we're at this point. This fort doesn't have a lot of time left. And that's me being generous. No problems. Opportunities. Yeah, adventure, excitement, hoorah! Let's do this. So does this fort have a lot of pissed off dwarves, and is that a problem? Yes. Also, yes. I mean, we have a very spicy water slide. I mean, we transformed our natural water river into a lava river. I was about to say, Bernie Cinders is still alive. I'm sorry, what? Well, his name's Cinders, not Sanders. So get it right. We'll be pleased with the remodeling. Nah, the dragon will be released upon Fortress death, which means basically dragon gets to go be free. Sure, dragon will be very happy about this, to be honest with you. Rare creatures suck. So do vampires. Bueno, how are you doing? Is the dragon fireproof? I don't actually know if they're lava proof. Are the edge tiles now lava source tiles? That's Dwarf Fortress doesn't have source tiles. Not in the way that you think it does. So what I think we're gonna need to do is just do a mass haul bodies job. Also, Andor the Insane, I did see that you redeemed a dwarf, so I need to ask you, because I obviously haven't given you a dwarf yet because I've been very focused on rebuilding all these zones. Do you know what kind of dwarf you want? You went and fetched your packages from your neighbor's porch. Did they get put on your neighbor's porch instead of yours for some reason? You and you are both were creatures. Yeah, I think this person was to blame for this whole thing. Did you just mass zone the tomb? Yes. There's a bunch of people fighting. Some people are vomiting. Let's lock that door. Make sure they don't go hurting anybody outside of there. All right, who's killing who and why? It seems like there's just a fight breaking out in this temple. Seems fine. Yeah. I zoned each one separately, didn't I not? No. I mass zoned it. I used the multi-zone tool. So I clicked on this, and then I clicked multi. And then I did this. So it created one more tomb. Those are all separate tombs, not one tomb. Those are separate. But thank you for your concern. Do I have any extra beds lying around? I do. That's been in the since the beginning. You just needed to click the multi button and you need to put doors on them. That's why I keep putting doors on the entrances. So I don't need to multi-click one room multiple times. There's also one for bedrooms. A lot of the fights that are breaking out right now are just tantrums, which are caused by these super pissed off dwarves. You know, chat, I'm gonna ask you guys an honest question. Should I retire this fortress? We could keep it going. Only if I'm dead. Oddly self-serving. Nuke it. Save the blow up. Well, I mean, I kind of want to do a different fort in the same world with the same faction. But, like... throw them in magma? I don't really want to throw people in magma. Like, I don't want to flood it. I don't want to kill it. When I say retire, I don't mean, like, burn it to the ground, free the dragon. I mean, I could, you know what? Fuck it. I will release the dragon. We'll do one more round of, you know, mid-spring, I suppose. We'll do one more round of full moon with the dragon released, and then I will retire it. I think we'll just do it that way, and we'll start a new fort today. Because I did complete my goal, which was pump lava to the surface. I'll charge the dragon. The dragon's tame, though. So hopefully the dragon can deal with the were critter issue a little bit. What's the name of the dragon? Kobim Rulukara Palath, or as we call it, Bernie Cinders. There's a shoe in the door? Yeah, it's fine. Will it not fight if you try to geld it? Why in the world would I geld my dragon? They're already an endangered species. Is he trained? He's war trained, yep. He's a good boy, though. Dragon Balls grant wishes. Wow. Wow. That's all I have to say to that is wow. Wow. Butcher the dragon? No. You can do that in your own save if you get a dragon. Also, is anybody coming to unchain the dragon? Also that too. Can't butcher. He's a pet. You are correct. Milk the dragon? It's a male dragon. No teats on a male dragon. Man, nobody wants to chain the dragon. Fine. I'll just deconstruct the chain then. Better. Dragons always sleep on the greatest treasure, you say? Oh boy. Chat, do I look like a donkey to you? It's not possible for a human to do that. Please, you should know this.
You fucking donkey!
Well done. A+. Well done. Are dragons super rare? By default, yes. Technically, they can be as rare or as not rare as you want them to be. Hauling a coffin. Nobody coming to deconstruct a building? Man, some shit in this fort is just weird right now. I just want to release a pet dragon. Can we do that? Maybe? Someone needs to wait for like adventure mode to come out so that you can tame and ride a dragon. Expel the owner? No. Okay, I will try something real quick. Oh, also I have a... I kind of forgot about this. I also have a rock. I could also release the rock. How do you got a dragon? It showed up and we caught it in a wooden cage. How do you get a dragon? The same way you get any other giant animal pet in Dwarf Fort. You catch it in a cage. What rock? Oh no. Actually, let's try this. Let's just make a pen pasture zone and pasture the dragon into the pen. Maybe we'll just do it that way. Do dragons go in the same type? Do mice and dragons? No. So mice and vermin go into the like animal traps. Dragons go into cages. So a cage trap. And it doesn't matter what it's made out of. Where are you? Oh, there you are. Yeah. See if somebody pastures you. Give it a few seconds. Yeah, so animal traps, which are very small mini traps for very small mini animals, are one thing, whereas dragons get caught in cage traps. Same with rocks. Same, I think bronze colossi do as well. Pretty sure bronze colossus go into cage traps. All right, I don't know what the fuck's up with this, but like half the jobs still aren't working. Just like remaking the zones broke things again? I don't know. I wish I knew what was causing this bug so I could more easily fix it. Where a dwarf Pete, they couldn't mine or deconstruct anything. Oh yeah, no, I mean this has happened to me a couple of times, Booze Monkey. It seems to happen when there's large traumatic events, and it's something to do with meeting zones, which requires you to delete all of the meeting zones. Are Colossi Trapevoid? I can't remember. I haven't seen a Bronze Colossus in like 3 years, so like real time. Do I use a danger room? Danger rooms are completely unnecessary and overkill. Literally just tell them to train. About a year later, they're fully trained. I know Titans are, but are... Because I don't think Mega Beasts are. Because Mega Beasts are rocks, dragons, and hydras, which are all capturable. And I'm pretty sure that Colossi are Mega Beasts, not Titans. That a real dragon? Yes, that is in fact a real dragon. Mega Beasts shouldn't be Trapevoid, then Bronze Colossus could be caught in a cage trap. Well, I mean, you can catch anything with a webbed cage trap. I'm not talking about webbed, I'm talking about vanilla. Also, I'm just letting this fort die, by the way. It's done at this point. Mostly due to this, they refuse to build shitbug. It's got very little to do with, like, the actual problems with the fort. But this, they refuse to build shitbug is driving me bonkers. Yep. So I will wait until this next round of the full moon, and we'll just see how many dwarves die, and then we'll retire the fort. Sad but fair. Yeah, the problem with burning it to the ground is I didn't actually set the pumps high enough to be easy to dump it into the fort, because I wasn't planning on doing that. So it's actually really difficult for me to use lava, because the lava is still lower down, and I need to build another layer on top of this and redirect it, and I'm not doing that. Also, like, I can't build anything, and none of the jobs are working, so. But Riverdance was a cool as fuck fort. We did, in fact, make the Riverdance in fire. This was a cool fort. I had fun with this one. Most dwarven fortresses end in disaster anyway, so it's fitting. But let's see how well contained the were creatures are. I know that he's one. We'll watch this guy. Hell yeah. I mean, I always try and do different building styles with each fort, you know? Maybe next fort we can just do like a deep layers fort. Build down in the lava. Do something with that. Oh, absolutely. No, I mean, I'm going to make a new fort in this same world. Let him out? Maybe. We'll see. But I don't know. I think it would be fun to do that. Am I planning on unlocking all doors? I'm not planning on anything. I will decide what I'm going to do when I do it. Depends on how many were critters there are. To me, it's not very thematically accurate that suddenly all the doors would unlock just because there's something in there. Oh, they want a guild hall. Well, that's cute. Was that between updates, though, Lady Kelpie? No updates have come out since. I could quickly start a fort in about 10 seconds and check. Build on semi-molten floors? Nah. That's all I have to say to that is nah. But definitely digging around in the cavern layers would be, and lower cavern layers and building a lava forge for it would be fun. Wood is wood. Okay, so let's see. Now the doors can unlock because, you know, he unlocks it, right? What else do we have? How many are there? Let's see, there's one here. This one's been here since the beginning, still playing make-believe. We have this one over here. So actually, I could lock these two in. There's this one right here. Oh, that's not good. There is that one over there that we were aware of. All right. I mean, it's actually not that poorly contained, all in all. If this zone bug where things refuse to do jobs was not present, I would continue this fort. But I think I'm just going to call it on this fort. So it was definitely a rough week for these dwarves, with many werecotties doing many a negative thing to the dwarves' long-term survivability. I think you're a military dwarf, so let's let you fight. It was a horrible week. Horrible week. What part of, like, they're literally refusing to do any labors, Hyper Hopper, do you not understand? Like, I couldn't go to the circus right now if I wanted to, because they're refusing to do all labors. Dwarves are in general strike and just want to fight with the werecotties. Ooh. Hey, look! Its intestines are dangling out. I got him. Good job, dwarves. I'll go fight this one. And that one. This one's just praying, I think. Where a dragon thing? I can't let it go. Literally, I can't let the dragon out. I've been trying to. I can't. So what we're going to do is we're going to retire this fortress because it's more pain than it's worth at this point, unfortunately. Are you alive? No idea. Probably not. I'm going to disable dwarf name redemptions for a minute. Fun was had. Fun was in fact had. Yes. I kind of wish it would play Kogan's son, but it doesn't. And we'll give Andor the Insane one of the first 7 of the next round. It shouldn't. So I'm going to try something real quick.